Oh, freezing out there. Come on, Jenkins, get your hands out of that muff. We've got things to do. What's that? Can't wear this hat. Why not? I'll wear this one then. Hello, welcome to Tweed's Garage. In this video, we're going to be doing work on the, no, not on the Scott, because it's, hang on a minute. 1 degree in the workshop at the moment, a little bit parky, too cold for painting, even with a hairdryer. So need it to warm up just a touch before we paint things to put things back on the Scott. So hold tight on that. And instead we're going to flip like a butterfly onto another project. So we're going back to the Honda. Yeah. What? Which Honda? Ah, yes, Honda SS125. Some of you may remember it. Nice little, charming little thing that we've got tucked away, leaning over there in the garage, looking a little bit sorry for itself. Yes, I've been tinkering away gently, little things, but today we're doing more work on it. We're going to try and get it running. Yeah, that's what we're going to do, a will it run video. So yeah, so what we'll do is we'll pop along to the garage this way and we're going to have a look and try and get it running. All right, here we go. So as well as the work we've been doing on Tina already, that's what I'm calling her, before we attempt to start it, I've got the centrifugal filter out, cleaned that out. Just got to finish those screws off and then that can go back in. But also the oil pump is down there and there's one of Honda's favourite, a little mesh filter on the bottom of it. And to get that off, I've got to take this cover off. And unfortunately, to get the cover off, I've got to take the exhaust pipe off to get to the lower screws, to get the cover off, kickstart off. Hopefully I can leave the brake pedal and the footrest. But yeah, anybody who knows Japanese bikes, the exhaust studs have a nasty habit of snapping off, so we're going to put a bit of the old penetrating oil on it before we attempt them. And then on the bottom of the exhaust is 2 nuts underneath. They'll also need a drop of the magic stuff. Just got it under there. Be a bit generous. That one there. Where's the other one? Pop for the screws. Being hopeful. Selection of spanners. Impact driver. Always worthwhile doing on these JIS crosshead screws. Treat myself to a new impact driver since the last one. The Blackbush Market one gave up the ghost. So yeah, I went and looked for the cheapest name brand, Pilker. Come with a good selection of drivers, Allen bolt profile, Phillips, and then I've got a set of JIS ones as well. Yeah, so we'll give that a go. I mean, I didn't pay a lot for the last one at Blackbush Market. It lasted 45 years at least. Right, have a go at these. Seems to be moving. Try that one as well. Seems to be moving backwards and forwards a bit. Don't want to frighten them too much. I've had a little look around this head before and it's had some inserts on, I think, one of the spark plugs. So I think at the time the aluminium quality wasn't what it is now, so yeah, we'll need to check that, but not before we've attempted to get it running. So far, as you saw in a previous video, got the centrifugal filter out, cleaned that out, and then dropped the sump plug, drained the oil. That up there, nice convenient flat spot for it, but it was a bit chewed up, so we made a new one. So yeah, you can watch the video of that whilst I work on these exhaust nuts and try and get this off. Little job on the Honda to do is make up a new sump plug for it. This one's a bit chewed up. I mean, I could put smaller flats on it, go next size down, but it's quite a big old thread, and yeah, it was quite tight to get undone, and as you can see, it's been quite tight to get undone before. So yeah, I'll just turn a new one of these up, probably out of a bit of stainless. Might drill it in the middle a bit just to lighten it out, and may even set a little magnet in here as well, because it sort of doesn't really have an oil filter as such, just to catch some of the rubbish down at the bottom of the sump. Right, let's get cracking. Oh, seems to be coming undone. Yeah, fits on there all right. Let's try this one. What size is that? It's even bigger. 15. 17. 14 at the front. 17 at the back. Oh, and it's moving. Right, there's one. Push the stud back a bit. Take it out. That's ridiculous. See if I've got a short spanner. Let's try this quality, well-known brand. Bash. Number 14. Yeah, no logic in that. 17mm spanner. Well, the silencers look fairly dreadful. It's got some cut marks in it there. And this one's not too bad at the end, but the other one's a bit lacy at the end. Yeah, I think that's... I don't think there's anything else holding it. No, it's just hanging on the centre stand. Yeah, easy. And drop the exhaust ring off gently. There's that, and then we've got these Honda's favourite split rings. Gently lever them out. There's one. See, sort of half-shouldered ring, and then one on the other side. There we go. Still look usable as well. That's good news. Exhaust loose. Now see if it comes out without having to take all the foot peg and everything off. Oh, I think we're going to be thwarted. Yeah, I'll put a ring spanner on there first. Brace yourself, Tina. I think seems all right. Right, let's have a look. See. Una, dos, tres. I don't know what I'm counting in Italian. Is it catra? Cats? Catties? There we go. Right, they come out all right. Foot pegs are loose, but of course won't fall down because they're hung up on the other exhaust. But we might be able to drop the brake pedal down. Ah, there we go. Is it going to come out between there and there without taking the brake pedal off? Let's have a look. Squeak. There we go. That wasn't too painful. Okay, let's get close and personal. This is the trouble. Simple job, bring a few tools out and then need a few more. Go and get a few more and then keep going. Then need another tool, go and get some more and then find something you need something else, so go and get that. And then by the end of the day, yeah, it takes you about an hour to take all your tools back. Whilst we're there, yeah, I know it's not getting to the threads, it's just doing just going between the heads and the aluminium, that's all it's doing. But they look a bit crusty, so any help will be good. Okay, and yeah, got a kickstart with a nice little rubber hose rubber on there. It'd be nice to get a replacement one for this. This is extremely crusty, but yeah, these are quite rare, but you might find one from another Honda that will fit. Anybody knows, let me know in the comment. There must be a groove in the kickstart spline for the bolt to catch on, so we'll take it all the way out. Where's my Bash number 14? Let's give it a little ease. There we go. There we go, one kickstart off. What we'll do, there's probably a little shelf that oil sits in. Get our JIS bits. Find one that fits nicely. Unfortunately, we're not the first ones in here. Mind you, looks like they had to go at 2 and then maybe gave up. Can live in hope, can't you? Just tidy those two up a bit. Yeah, that's nice. nice. Right, let's give the new boy a go. Some people ask how you set these. This one's got an arrow and then left for loosey and right for tighty there, and you just twiddle it, push it down, twiddle it round like that, like that. But some of them aren't marked, so you have to sort of work it out. Right, here we go. Yep. Yep. And this one, these two are pretty chewed up. So, yep. I think they're all done. Right, going to get another tool. I think the big hammer can go back. Right, bit of blow tappy stick. Starting to get hollow sounds. Just keep wiggling it. Let's try a plastic razor blade. There we go. If I can avoid sticking anything metal in there, that would be good. What else we got? A bit of plastic and a razor blade, just to thicken it up a bit. There we go. Right. Yep, seems to be coming. I can lever against the inside and outside edge without causing too much damage. Is there something springy in there? Kickstart spring. There is a spring there. Is it going to whack me in the face? No, I think we're... There we go. And as I suspected, gunge in the bottom. And it's a good thing we did go in here. I think you can see better than I can, but I can see, yeah, the mesh is hanging down. So good thing we didn't run it like that. And then the oil pump's very sort of springy on there. I don't know if it's meant to be like that. Seems to be a bit loose. I think that'll need investigating too. Right, another tool. Let's get those tabs knocked down. Rather worrying that they're loose with lock washers on. Something's been rattling around. Don't know whether the threads have gone. I'll have to check the manual. I don't think it's meant to be floating with a bit of free play on it. Get pumpy noises. That sounds healthy. But how does it come out? Please don't say I've got to take the clutch apart to get that off. Oh yeah, it's like a little steam engine. Move it out all the way. That's about as far as it goes. See if that will give us... Oh, what does that come loose? What's that do? What's under there? Ah, that's the... yeah, don't lose that. That's the pressure relief valve. Yeah, maybe do with a new O-ring on there. On the ball. Yeah. Yeah, it's coming out. Need a pair of pliers. Another tool. Hang on. Now, without getting in your way. There you go. One pin for the oil pump piston removed. Put that in the tray. Then hopefully should be able to shove that back in there like that. There you go. Oil pump off. All seems fine. Yeah. If that was loose, I'm wondering whether it's starved the engine at some time. Well, we'll only find out one way, won't we? Sort of get it running, see what it sounds like. I did hear it run when I bought it, so we had it fired up for a bit. But it sounded pretty quiet up the top end, considering it was lubricated by petrol and a little bit of oil. So fingers crossed. Anyway, so one oil pump, yeah, one mesh, well past its best. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Get some bronze mesh and sort of, I don't know, make up a little. It doesn't have to be rubber, does it? Something that will slot on there. Yeah, or with the old rubber there, use the old magic tiger seal. Oh, pump piston's fallen out. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. Gone a bit further than we thought. We only wanted to take this off, but it looks like you have to take the pump off to get that off anyway. So there we go. And then, as you can see, it's all pretty. Even with all that petrol in there, it's yeah. I think we need brake cleaner and stuff down there, and I've got enough oil to. Mind you, it's sitting right under the pump, so that's probably where all the muck gets drawn to. Yeah, blast all that out with a bit of brake cleaner, oil, back together, and see if it runs. Let it run for a while with the fresh oil in, and then give it another oil change. But the thing was, when I had my finger over and was checking compression, it had very low compression. But as half the sump seemed to be filled with petrol, I'm wondering whether it had just washed all the oil out of the rings and reduced the compression. So hopefully we put fresh oil in it, see if we can get it running. Yeah, I'll just clean the points, see if we've got a spark. Carburetor's all right because it was cleaned on a previous video. Yeah, you'll find that. I'll put that down in the description somewhere. You can go and find the playlist for those. Yes, put the carb on, petrol, button this up, fresh oil. Yeah, I don't know how good it's going to be though. There's some crap in there. Mind you, that's probably clutch dust to be fair. Yeah, don't seem to be anything metallic in there. So, fingers crossed. Right, all we got to do is take all these tools back to the workshop. Thought I was only going to need a 10mm spanner and a screwdriver. So, we're back out here again. I know, the things I do for you. It's currently about -2 outside and about 2 degrees in the workshop. But, you know, the show must go on. I've got my little cheapy heated waistcoat on, which it does an amazing job actually. I'll show it you one day. I'll show you my undergarments. Right, so what I was going to do was just take the clutch apart, just give it a bit of a clean out there because there's a lot of gunge and dust in the bottom of the engine. So I thought we'd see whether this would come apart and just get the muck out of there as well. But as you can see, the clutch actually works. Yeah, I can't rotate one bit from the other, not quite sure why, might be in gear. Anyway, let's see if we can pop this off, just clean the plates up and pop it back together again. Now it moves. There you go. So, managed to find an old gasket set, just a sort of clutch side or primary side, and it comes with all the rubber O-rings to seal the cover that goes on the outside, the little Honda inspection cover to get to the oil filter, centrifugal one that goes on the end of here. But also in that set is a gasket to go under the oil pump. So it's either been missed out from new or missed out, somebody's been in there and forgot to put it back on again. But that would explain that slight wobbling around we had with the oil pump not tightening all the way down. And also you get the bolts the wrong way round as well. So I need to sort of pop it all back together with a gasket and check that it nips up. If not, I'll put a couple of washers under the tab lock that goes under those 2 bolts there, just to make sure it's all nice and secure and oil tight and the oil's going where it's meant to go. So yeah, so I managed to get most of it clean. Like I say, there's a bit of sludge here and there, but I bought enough oil, decent quality oil. If it does run, we can get it nice and hot and yeah, flush it out a couple of times and that should sort of clean it up quite nicely inside. Sort of modern Castrol oil, four motorcycles, so it's 4 wet clutches, but I think it's semi-synthetic, so the modern oils do tend to have better cleaning properties than the old stuff, which was basically whale oil, wasn't it, more or less. Right, let's have a look, see how mucky it is in there. Not too bad. Still got grooves on the plate. They may be stuck together, hence the oh, back one's fallen off. Yeah, that all looks pretty. Actually, it looks pretty good. We'll just separate. Yeah, a couple of the plates are stuck. Give them a bit of a wipe off and then just pop them back in. And yeah, like you see, it's quite minky everywhere. But there's no point pulling it apart completely until we see how sound it is. It might be very sound. You don't know. I'll just give these a bit of a Scotch Brighting, get the worst of it off. And get the soot off. It's amazing, isn't it? I don't know when this sort of last really ran in anger, but how oil technology's come along. You know, you can take an engine apart that's done 200,000 and it'll be sort of have that varnish over it. And then you take an engine apart that's stopped running in the 70s on old style engine oil and they're absolutely black inside. As though they're running on coal. Yeah, so I'll keep doing this and then we'll pop it back together. Yeah, let's go and clean these up. Right, there we go. Getting a bit of a clean up, not too bad. Bit of pitting here and there, but nothing standing out proud. So we'll reassemble in the reverse order. That was that one. Clutch plate. Always assemble them the way that they were pressed. So if they're pressed that way, you can sort of feel by the tang behind sort of thing which way they were pressed through. So I have the tang side towards the back, so they all go the same sort of way. One clutch pack back together, give that a bit of a clean, wipe it out. Oh, let's give that a bit of a clean. It's a bit mucky, isn't it? Yeah, looks a bit better. that's that bit. And then the springs. One. Of course, one goes shooting under there. Ugh, where's that one? Try again. 2, 3. Bear with me. 4. Little tinker. Right. Plate. Bolts. Get one bolt started. 4. There we go. Clutch back on. So that should all be, yeah, that's solid. Put it in. And that now spins around. Yeah, spins around nice. There we go. Clutch now working. One less thing to worry about. Right, let's go and look at the oil pump. So, yeah, we managed to clean most of the muck out of here. Just got to clean bits of gasket off, ready to go back on. So whilst we wait for the new gaskets to arrive, I just took the oil pump apart. There's a non-return sprung ball here and the one that you saw in there. So I just took them out, cleaned them, put a new O-ring on this and pushed it back together, ready to go back on. And yeah, I had that working quite nicely. You heard it before I took it off. Let's see if I can do it now. I did fill it with a bit of oil just to prime it. There you go, that's one suck in, one blow in, and oil goes through that quite nicely. Now the bronze mesh was ruined. As you saw, it was tore all the way around there. And where the pump had been pulsing, obviously when it was full of crud, the bronze had been pumping up and down. It actually hammered a hole in the middle of it, so it wasn't really doing very much. Now I've got some fine mesh, not quite as fine as the bronze, but there's this stainless steel mesh, and what I've done is shaped a piece like this with a couple of lips around it, go on like that, and that fits on there quite snugly. Did sort of run the finger sander down each side and take off the high points from the casting there, so that sits on there quite nicely. And this old holder has expanded enough, I think I can squeeze that on over the top of that, like so. And trying to avoid stubbing one's fingers on the stainless steel, because it takes no prisoners. And then just ease it over that corner there, like so. Give it a squeeze, and that holds that in place nice and securely, and filters the oil. And it's got the little standoffs there where it sits down in the bottom, sort of like down there somewhere. I think down here. I think it has 2 little feet for this side, 2 feet for that side. So oil pump's ready to go back in. Yeah, like I said, needs a gasket that goes, yeah, between there, hang on, yeah, between there and there, and that's your oil hole output there. And that's the securing tab washer. But if I need a bit of clearance, yeah, these bolts are slightly different, so I don't know if one I got put in the wrong hole, so we need to check that. But we can also always put a washer underneath this tab washer here, to make sure that the oil pump is screwed down nice and tightly. So that's that. And then the other thing was, yeah, this was the old oil plug you saw me turning up earlier. It also comes with an aluminium sealing washer, so turned up a new aluminium sealing washer. That's the new plug with the magnet, one of these small magnets. There's neodymium magnets, whatever they are, these ones. Just those, one of those, bonded in the bottom of the hole and then peened around all the way around the top of the hole, just in case it ever came loose. There's no way it can physically get past these dimples that I've put in all the way around the outside edge. And then just a bit of araldite in the top that dips down a little bit, just to make it easier to wipe off, you know, any swarf that sits on the magnet when we do an oil change. But yeah, as you can see, works very well. There you go. So they will catch any crud going around the bottom. So that's ready to go back on, that's ready to go back on. Clean this up, just waiting for the gaskets, and it can be buttoned back up and pop the carburettor back on and look at seeing if we can get it running. So there you go, and that's where we'll stop the video for now because it's getting on a bit. As you saw, there were more things wrong with it than we thought, so good job that we took it apart really, rather than just try to, you know, change the oil and run it as is, because we would have faced problems. Clutch would have been stuck, may have come unstuck, may not have. And also that oil pump, yeah, wasn't happy with that, you know, floating around. That really needs a gasket behind it. So gaskets are coming, hopefully get them in the next day or two. Yeah, so then I can move the project on. So hopefully next video will be buttoning it back together, putting the carb on, putting some fuel through, and lots of vigorous kicking to see what happens. Yeah, so there you go. Hope you liked the video. If you did, so as usual, give it a little like and hit subscribe, and hi to all the Tweeds irregulars out there, and hi to your new ones, and we'll see you in the next video. All right, cheerio. Right, Jenkins, you can stick your hands back in your muff now. I'm off. With this out. Hello, welcome to Twinkins Garage. Cold weather kills these. Bright looking. Look at the size of my clock. Hello, welcome to Tweeds Garage. In this video, we're going to be what we're going to be doing. That'll do. Oh.